Hello, today I'm going to talk about barriers to the entrepreneurship. First of all, what is an entrepreneur or who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is a person who starts a business or who starts innovate or to find who find the problems in the society and make that problem as an opportunity to start a new thing. Okay, barriers to the entrepreneurship. Every entrepreneur aims to follow their passionate approach and convert it into a successful business by earning more and more profit and creating goodwill in the market, but many barriers can block their path to the success. Let's discuss about that barriers. The first one is managing the finances. The great barrier that arises while starting a new business is managing the finances. That can make things difficult for the entrepreneurs. There should be a stable and regular source of finance to keep the production process smooth. If this first and the most critical barrier can be solved easily, then the future barriers can also be tackled. Means managing the finance not only in this beginning stage but the stages when we try to extend our business. Finance is needed to start the business and also to extend the market in the business. Otherwise we should find the investors, and if the investor demands more than 50% share, then automatically company will be in the hand of the investor. That is a loss to the entrepreneur. And the second barrier is inadequate market experience. One of the most common barriers that are faced by the many entrepreneurs is not having adequate knowledge about the respective field of their business. An entrepreneur must have enough experience related to the industry by working in the required sector. So before starting a new venture, it is required to collect enough knowledge about the market condition, nature of the business firm, demand and supply of the goods. The third barrier is human resource problem. Person can't perform all the tasks by himself or herself, even if they have enough knowledge. In the same manner, the entrepreneur can't do all the jobs alone to run an organization. He must appoint some skilled person, knowledgeable human resource employees. Employees are the most important assets for an organization. So maintaining good relationship among the employees is a very big challenging for an entrepreneur. And non-strategic planning. Entrepreneur should not have only one plan. If the plan A fails, he should be ready with the plan B or plan C. Having inadequate planning regarding the strategies can also create a great barrier in the path of success of entrepreneurship. There are a lot of entrepreneurs who started a business just as a hobby without having a long-term vision and plan. Bad strategies and planning may lead to the failure of the business or can cause a huge loss to the business. It is the prime reason why most entrepreneurs give up in the first year of business operation. And lack of capacity. Many entrepreneurs can't use the opportunities perfectly because of their limited capacity. Entrepreneur definition only says that he should convert that problem in the society as an opportunity to build something or innovate something new. But if the entrepreneur can't use the opportunity perfectly, then there's a great barrier to his company, right? It can be a major hurdle in the success of an entrepreneurship. This hurdle can be arising due to the lack of education, knowledge, willingness, and other important aspects. Political barriers. Political barriers refers to the policies of the government. Entrepreneur should check out the policies of the government and incentives offered by the government to the entrepreneur. This is because every government does not provide socio-economic facilities to the entrepreneurs. Other than this, this is also required to take the interest in economic development seriously. Lack of practical knowledge. Many youngsters believe that entrepreneur must have an adequate educational background to make the business successful, but the reality is completely different. Most of the schools and colleges focus on just the bookish knowledge on the or the theoretical knowledge, what we're talking, and instead of having the practical knowledge to the student. Every entrepreneur may have the same bookish knowledge, but it's their practical knowledge that makes them unique in this highly competitive market. But not having the right team. Business is not the work of individual, it is teamwork. in which very person has different skills and jobs which are based on those skills. So having the right team is very much important, and difficulty in reaching more and more people. Uh, One of the most famous barrier that an entrepreneur can, a common barrier that an entrepreneur can face in the difficulty in reaching more and more people or the attracting more customers to inform them about the product or the services in which the firm is dealing. The business can lose its path of success if it will not be able to advertise its product and reach the required market in the community in the target market. A successful foundation can only be set up if there will be no barrier between the audience and the expert. So there is the need of having a strong foundation to achieve the planned goals. Fear of failure. To get the profit, an entrepreneur has to bear some sort of risk. Without bearing the risk, he can't do anything. He can't take any daring steps. But when a new venture is set up, there's also always a fear about the arrangement of initial funds, investors, and many other things. This fear creates a pressure on the minds of the entrepreneurs and increase their tension of being failed. And few opportunities. When a new business is started, there are very fewer opportunities available for the entrepreneur. It's also not easy for an entrepreneur to figure out these limited opportunities in the beginning only. To get more and more opportunity, business must be start growing. A limited opportunity can also be a hurdle to the entrepreneurship. There is almost zero possibility of being successful without having an opportunity. And no backup plan. Before starting a new thing, we must have a backup plan. In the case of, I already explained about this. If the plan A fails, he must have a plan B. Otherwise, the business dealing with the business will be very difficult. But most of the entrepreneurs start their business without having a backup plan, which can create a barrier for them, as an they're always at a high risk of failure. Plan B is not only required for the failure of a project, but also for the failure of the whole business plan that he made. Okay, limited technical skills. The same thing I discussed. Like nowadays, students are having more and more theoretical knowledge than the practical knowledge. So most business ideas are based on the technology only. He must have the technological skills more than the theoretical skills or the other human skills. Along with that, he must have all the technical skill because if hiring a person for all these technical skill is very much what do you say, uh, costly nowadays. So it will not always be a beneficial for the business. So it demands additional cost to the organization. Lack of motivation. Biggest motivation for any business is money only. If he doesn't have money, then the his motivation will become zero. Psychological pressure. Yes, the country in countries like India, we have psychological pressure. Like family pressure is the major pressure we are facing. It's because of the parental pressure, societal pressure, financial pressure, pressure, and many more pressures. One of the biggest example of this pressure is the pressure created by the family and society to successful in the career. This create a fear of being failed, which gives birth to mistakes, and then these mistakes can cause huge losses to the firm. Okay, these are the barriers I wanted to explain. So thank you so much.